I recently had a commenter say that linking BPD, borderline personality disorder, to childhood trauma felt like a cop-out. This was really curious to me. They pointed out that many people struggle with these symptoms without any history of abuse. And they're partially right. Many people with BPD don't have a history of abuse. But the science is more complex than a simple either or. So I want to look at two numbers that define BPD, 85% and 50%. First, the 85%. So research shows that about 85% of clinical cases of BPD involve a history of childhood trauma. That's the majority. It's a massive number, and we can't ignore it. For these individuals, the environment was the primary trigger for the disorder. Then we have the 50%. So studies on twins and families show that BPD has a heritability rate of about 50%. This means half of the risk is baked into your DNA before you're even born. You might be born with a thin skin, a nervous system that is naturally more sensitive and reactive. So how do these make sense together? Think of it like this. If you're born with that 50% genetic vulnerability, you have a high performance engine that is incredibly sensitive. In an environment that's even slightly invalidating or stressful, not even necessarily abusive, that engine can redline. This is why you don't need a tragic backstory to end up in my office. For the 15% who don't have trauma, their biology was so sensitive that typical life stressors may have been enough to create the storm. So in the end, linking BPD to trauma is most certainly not a cop-out. It's acknowledging a very common pathway. At the same time, we can't ignore the 50% that is biological either. Doing so alienates the thousands of people who are fighting a battle that started in their brain, not just their past. If you have BPD, your struggle is valid whether it started with what happened to you or how you were wired. So what do you think? Does your experience align more with the 85% or the 50%? Let me know in the comments. And if you want help with BPD, head on over to @shrink.think on TikTok and check out my BPD skills subscription group free for 7 days.